Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and this video is about the YouTube paid subscription model. Before I get there, I just want to say, I know you all want to see new DLC content. I've got a bunch of it on my hard drives, but when I started commentating over it, all the games were like, I don't know, 10 minutes long, and I found myself just searching for words trying to fill that air. And if your commentary topic doesn't match the game length, then you're doing it wrong. So a little tip to YouTubers out there, if you're sitting there filling words watching the virtual clock, then your video probably sucks. So I grabbed a shorter one, and let's get to it. So I've been getting tweets, I've had comments on my video, people wondering what impact YouTube charging actual dollars to view content as opposed to time will have on my channel, and the answer is none. My stuff will continue to be free. That's the deal. Have no fear. The paid subscription model, I don't think, is about the stuff that I make. The paid subscription model is going to be about super high production value stuff. YouTube has been looking at their competitors in the video delivery world, people like, HBO, people like Netflix and Hulu, companies like that, and thought, well, shucks, maybe we can expand what we do to include the kind of stuff that they do. And that's what they're up to. If you look at Game of Thrones, you can't buy that. At least not for any kind of reasonable price. A Game of Thrones, for me to pay to see that, I would have to get TV in my house, like a satellite connection or a cable connection. And with that, I would have to buy, that's like $100 a month, and then you throw like HBO on top of that, and all of a sudden, packages that include things like Game of Thrones end up costing over $1,000 a year for those 12 episodes that you enjoy so much. Guys look at price tags like that, and especially cord cutters, people who don't have that's the basic and expanded cable and satellite already, the cord cutters, and say it's just too expensive. So they go to like Pirate Bay or something else and they watch it for free. That's what's happening now. Well, everyone wishes, there's a lot of people who say, look, Game of Thrones, if you sold this thing at $2 an episode, you'd make a lot of money. But that's not why Game of Thrones, is on HBO, right? The thing loses money if you didn't know, Game of Thrones. But it's a tentpole series, and this is how HBO works. The tentpole series is like Sopranos, it's like Game of Thrones, The Wire, if you're an old school guy. They do these really great shows, and it makes people subscribe to them, or, yeah, I guess subscribe to them. I thought I was talking YouTube terms, but it works on both. It makes people want HBO just for Sopranos, and they might like HBO for other stuff, but they don't say like, oh my God, Judge Dredd is on HBO. I'm totally getting my money worth out of this series. Instead, they say, well, I'm hooked on Sex and the City, therefore I'm going to keep that one around. That's what a tentpole series is all about. YouTube would like to have tentpole-like series on their stuff, and they would like to bring in, these things that make people want to pay for subscriptions. And I think it's a cool thing. There isn't a lot of money in YouTube. I mean, there's a lot for a personal guy, that's doing well. It's kind of really cool. But if you wanted to run a production like How I Met Your Mother, it wouldn't be covered by YouTube ad revenue. You think about that. How I Met Your Mother, 30 of your time is spent watching views. They'll do a 20-minute show and they'll have 10 minutes of commercials on that thing. On YouTube, they have maybe 5 seconds of commercials for a 20-minute video or a 6-minute video. Usually you just click on that, skip the ad, and you're all set. So that's just not the kind of thing that covers the expenses on a big show. A paid subscription model, it just might, it just might. If you're paying $2 instead of 5 seconds to watch the show, then maybe things like Game of Thrones, things like Dexter, things like The Wire can start coming to YouTube. YouTube has a gigantic audience to tap into. They have a customer base that is enormous. Maybe the biggest video watching audience in the world. I don't know how it compares to TV, but there's a ton. There's a ton of people on YouTube, and they're trying to expand their market to include this high production stuff. And I hope that they get those guys. The one guy there's a couple guys on YouTube that maybe could benefit from more money and turn out even more awesome stuff. Like Freddie Wong comes to mind, Devin Supertramp comes to mind. But there are other guys where like if you just start like spitting the money hose on them, so cash flows over their body, they're gonna make the same darn videos. And I don't want to name names because that would sound insulting, but like if you were to take a typical like Call of Duty commentator and give him 600 grand, afterwards you'd watch the exact same video. It would be no different. But if you were to get, you know, a guy who went to film school and give him some production value type money, then he might turn out stuff that blows your mind. And that's what YouTube is trying to do. They're trying to get people to view YouTube as one of your primary entertainment sources and not just something that augments maybe, you know, the television show that you watch already. So to wrap this stuff up, this paid subscription model stuff, it's really not about me. And it's really not about the people who post cat videos or, you know, reaction videos or things like that. It's about bringing high flight stuff to YouTube. And hopefully it works out like they want, because I would much rather do that than subscribe to cable. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe by clicking in that top right blue box. Here's 2 other videos that you might like. And I actually think they're both really good. They open in new tabs. You can check them out. Decide for yourself. Have a good day.